American early warning satellites detect 5 thermal signatures over North Korea at 0314 UTC. The signatures match the profile of intercontinental ballistic missile launches. Trajectory analysis begins immediately. Initial calculations suggest impact zone, western United States. Estimated time to impact, 28 minutes. NORAD Command Center in Colorado Springs receives the alert at 03:1440. The alert goes to STRATCOM headquarters in Nebraska simultaneously. The alert reaches the White House Situation Room at 03:1510. The President is airborne aboard Air Force One, returning from a summit in Tokyo. Communications are established via satellite link. Audio quality is degraded by atmospheric conditions. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs is in the National Military Command Center beneath the Pentagon. He has the tactical picture. 5 missiles. Launch point confirmed. Kusong area, North Korea. Known ICBM test site. But this is no test. The trajectory is not the safe corridor North Korea uses for tests into the Pacific. These missiles are heading east-northeast. Target zone: Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, and Portland. Estimated warhead yield, if nuclear, between 100 and 300 kilotons per missile. Estimated casualties if all 5 detonate: 4 to 7 million dead in the first hour. This is the scenario no one wants to run. Welcome to Global Conflict Room, where decisions are measured in seconds and consequences last generations. At 0316, the President is briefed via secure link. His voice is choppy, but comprehensible. He asks for confirmation status. NORAD confirms satellite detection. Ground-based radar has not yet acquired the missiles due to curvature of the Earth. Radar acquisition expected in 4 minutes when missiles rise above detection horizon. The President asks for options. STRATCOM Commander presents the response framework. Option 1. Immediate retaliatory launch while missiles are in flight. This ensures second strike capability is executed before potential decapitation strike. Nuclear triad remains intact for launch. ICBMs in silos. Submarine-launched ballistic missiles at sea. Strategic bombers on alert. Time required for launch execution, 8 to 12 minutes. Option 2. Attempt ballistic missile intercept via ground-based mid-course defense system. Current system has 44 interceptors deployed in Alaska and California. Intercept probability per missile, estimated 50 to 60%. Problem: 5 incoming missiles, 44 interceptors, but geometry and timing allow engagement of maximum 12 interceptors before missiles enter terminal phase. Probability of stopping all 5 missiles, near 0. Option 3. Absorb the strike, verify nuclear detonation, then respond with overwhelming force. This preserves option for proportional response, avoids accidental nuclear war if warheads are conventional, but accepts millions of casualties if warheads are nuclear. The decision tree branches into catastrophe regardless of path. The President has 24 minutes remaining. Protocol requires decision for retaliatory launch within 10 minutes to ensure execution before potential command structure disruption. What should command do first? A. Launch immediate retaliation. B. Attempt intercept and delay retaliation decision. C. Hold fire and verify warhead type on impact. At 03:17, ground-based radar in Alaska acquires first missile. Confirmed track. Altitude is rising. Velocity matches ICBM profile. Second missile acquired at 03:1730. Third at 03:1750. Fourth at 03:1810. Fifth missile is not acquired. Radar operators scan the expected zone. No fifth signature. NORAD reports discrepancy to STRATCOM. Satellite detected 5 launches. Radar confirms 4. The 5th missile is missing. Possible explanations: launch failure, fell back on North Korea, different trajectory than calculated, or satellite error. This discrepancy is reported to the President at 03:1840. 22 minutes to impact. The President asks, could this be a mistake? The question cuts through the room. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs states the facts. 4 confirmed missiles inbound. Satellite data shows 5 launches. Trajectory matches strike profile. North Korea has threatened nuclear use in past rhetoric. But one analyst in NORAD raises his hand. Senior Master Sergeant with 16 years in missile warning. He notes anomaly in the satellite data. The thermal signatures appeared simultaneously. Exactly simultaneously. Within the same tenth of a second. He states, real missile launches from 5 separate silos do not ignite that precisely. There is always variance, 0.3 to 0.7 seconds typically. These showed 0 variance. He suggests possible radar reflection error or software glitch in satellite processing. The room goes quiet. 4 missiles are confirmed inbound by radar. That is not a glitch, but the 5th signature being absent from radar supports the analyst's concern. At 0319, the President orders, continue intercept preparation, hold retaliatory launch, get me confirmation from additional sensors. The U.S. has sea-based X-band radar in the Pacific. It is repositioned to acquire the missiles. Acquisition occurs at 0320. 4 missiles confirmed. Trajectory refined. Impact zones updated. 3 missiles targeting California, 1 targeting Washington State. The 5th missile never existed. What happens next determines whether millions live or die. In Global Conflict Room, we analyze the moment when human judgment overrides automated systems. At 0321, a decision point arrives. Ground-based interceptors must launch now to have optimal engagement geometry. The President orders interceptor launch. 12 GBI missiles lift off from Vandenberg Space Force Base and Fort Greely. They will attempt to intercept the 4 inbound missiles in mid-course phase over the Pacific. Estimated intercept time, 14 minutes. The President does not order retaliatory nuclear launch. He is accepting risk. If the interceptors fail, the West Coast absorbs 4 ballistic missile strikes with unknown warhead types. If the warheads are nuclear, millions die and retaliation is delayed. If the warheads are conventional, retaliation can be calibrated. But the pressure to launch retaliatory strike is immense. The Vice President in the White House bunker argues for immediate launch. The window for assured retaliation is closing. If even 1 nuclear warhead detonates on U.S. soil, the political demand for overwhelming response will be absolute. Launching now preserves strategic options. The Secretary of Defense supports the President's hold order. He believes the 5th missing missile indicates possible system error. If this is a major North Korean provocation, but not nuclear, retaliating with ICBMs turns regional crisis into global holocaust. The President holds. At 0324, South Korean and Japanese radar assets confirm 4 missiles only. No 5th missile detected by any allied system. The satellite data is isolated as anomalous. Software error is now primary theory, but 4 real missiles are still inbound. North Korea has not responded to any communication attempts. Hotlines are unanswered. Kim Jong-un's location is unknown. Is this a rogue launch? A decapitation attempt gone partial? A miscalculation? Nobody knows. At 0326, the first interceptor engages the first inbound missile over the Pacific. Intercept altitude, 200 kilometers. Closure speed, 24,000 kilometers per hour. The kill vehicle separates from the booster and uses infrared sensors to guide to target. Impact. First missile destroyed. Debris begins falling toward the ocean. Second intercept at 0327. Success. Third intercept at 0328. Success. Fourth intercept at 032840. Miss. The interceptor passes within 300 meters, but does not achieve kinetic kill. The 4th missile continues toward the west coast. Second engagement window opens. 2 additional interceptors are in position. Launch at 0329. Time to impact on the west coast. 6 minutes. The President is informed. 3 missiles destroyed. 1 still inbound, 2 interceptors engaging. Probability of intercept, 60%. Target zone, San Francisco Bay area. Estimated impact point, eastern suburbs. If nuclear warhead, 600,000 casualties. If conventional, 3,000 to 8,000 casualties. The decision now is whether to order evacuation alerts. 6 minutes is insufficient for mass evacuation. Alert creates panic, but saves some lives. No alert prevents panic, but accepts casualties. The President orders alert. Emergency broadcast system activates across California at 0330. Messages hit phones. Ballistic missile threat inbound. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. 4 million people receive the alert. Most are asleep. Many assume it is a test or error. Some remember the false Hawaii alert from years ago. At 0331, the second wave interceptors engage. First interceptor, miss. Second interceptor, guidance malfunction, self-destructs. The fourth missile is still inbound. Impact in 3 minutes. Coastal radars track the warhead. Trajectory is refined. Impact zone, Livermore Valley, east of San Francisco. The area is less densely populated than urban core. Estimated casualties if nuclear, 200,000. If conventional, 1 to 4,000. Final intercept opportunity has passed. The missile will impact. Emergency services are alerted. The President is on the line. He asks, what is North Korean intent? Intelligence assessment is provided. North Korea has never conducted full-range ICBM test with live warhead. This is first operational use, but targeting appears non-optimal for nuclear strike. Livermore Valley is not a primary strategic target. More likely target would be downtown San Francisco or naval facilities. Analyst assessment, possible conventional warhead test or political demonstration strike. But assessment is not certainty. At 0333, the missile enters terminal phase. Altitude drops below 50 kilometers. Warhead separates from final booster stage. Radars track it down. Impact is 30 seconds away. The President is silent. The Vice President is praying. The Secretary of Defense watches the screen. At 033347, the warhead impacts open ground in Livermore Valley. The explosion is massive. Seismic sensors register the blast. But there is no nuclear flash, no electromagnetic pulse, no mushroom cloud. The warhead was conventional, high explosive. Crater radius 40 meters. Casualties 0. The area was empty ranch land. North Korea just struck the United States with a ballistic missile. But they did not use nuclear weapons. The retaliation calculation changes completely. Which system activates first in a missile alert? A. Radar. B. Satellites. C. Command link. The answer is satellites. And in this scenario, the satellite system nearly caused nuclear war. At 0335, the President addresses the National Security Council. He orders immediate communication attempts with North Korea through all channels: China, Russia, UN, Swiss diplomatic channels. He orders preparations for conventional military strike on North Korean missile facilities. He orders DEFCON status to remain elevated. He does not order nuclear retaliation. The decision is controversial. Some advisors argue conventional strike on U.S. soil demands nuclear response. Others argue proportionality is essential. The President states, "We will respond with overwhelming force, but we will not incinerate 25 million North Koreans for a political provocation." At 0410, China establishes contact with North Korea on behalf of the U.S. North Korean statement is transmitted. The strike was retaliation for recent U.S.-South Korea military exercises and continued sanctions. It was a demonstration of capability. Further strikes will occur unless demands are met. The U.S. response is drafted. Military options are presented. Conventional strike packages range from limited strikes on missile sites to comprehensive destruction of North Korean command structure. The President chooses limited strike option. At 0640 local time, US and South Korean forces launch cruise missile strikes on the Kusong Missile Facility and 3 associated command nodes. 37 missiles hit targets. North Korean casualties, estimated 200 military personnel. Kim Jong-un is confirmed alive and in secure location. He does not respond with further launches. Over the next 72 hours, diplomatic channels reopen. China brokers a freeze agreement. North Korea halts missile tests. US scales back exercises. Sanctions remain. The crisis de-escalates. If you follow global conflict analysis, type GCR. What decision would you make in that room? Trust the satellite data or trust human intuition? Launch retaliation or wait for verification? The difference was millions of lives. The system said 5 missiles. Radar said 4. One analyst noticed the timing was too perfect. The president chose to wait 20 extra minutes. Those 20 minutes allowed intercept instead of retaliation. 3 missiles destroyed in space. 1 impacted with conventional warhead. 0 nuclear detonations. Was escalation avoidable? Yes, because one decision-maker prioritized verification over protocol. Who bears responsibility? North Korea for launching the strike. The US for creating conditions. North Korea felt required demonstration. Analysts who caught the satellite error before irreversible launch. In Global Conflict Room, we examine the thin line between system error and nuclear war. The false 5th missile came from software interpreting radar reflection as separate launch. The real 4 missiles were political theater with conventional explosives. But for 20 minutes, the world was one decision away from strategic nuclear exchange. Subscribe to Global Conflict Room, inside the room where history changes.